Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make use of opportunities, legitimate online opportunities from Africa and from Asia. And from those parts of the world where a lot of these sites that pay out, where they don't really pay out, they don't want to take the risk of getting people from a lot of these areas, because I've been teaching about how to make money for a number of years, and then I'm the business insider, business influencer of the year 2022. But then, the feedback I've gotten from a lot of my subscribers, and not just my subscribers, even where I go and I give speeches, a lot of people, is that a lot of these opportunities are denied them. And it's true, initially I didn't know that, because like I don't live in those parts of the world. I do visit, I do preach, I do go there to minister, to speak, but I essentially don't live there. And so I was oblivious to this. And then when I found out, I began looking for ingenious ways by which people living in these parts of the world, particularly Africa, Asia, and then also in parts of South America, also in the Caribbean. A lot of my subscribers, a lot of the people who follow me are from the Caribbean. And so I tried VPN myself when I was in the Caribbean, and these sites are smart sites. They know if you're using a VPN, and then they block you. So what is the best way to go about this? Because like a lot of these sites, if you're talking, maybe you're talking about Inbox Dollars or Inbox Pounds or Cashkick.com or Swagbucks or Earnably or Toluca or FOAP or Pinecone Research, these are sites that I've taught you guys, and I've actually taught you guys the ways to make money from these sites. SurveyMonkey, a lot of all these sites, I've taught you guys about them. And I mean, it doesn't even matter if you are using other, maybe sites that I've taught also in the past that are more technical. Maybe, for instance, you're talking about a site for real estate investing, where you can invest in real estate investment trusts, or where you can also invest in not the stock market, because like a lot of sites that invest in the stock markets, they do allow you to invest from Africa and Asia, because those sites basically you're the one taking money there. But sites that pay off, generally, they block off these people, and these are the people who need money most in the whole world. So how do you do it? You see, the only way out of this is to collaborate with people in countries where these opportunities do exist. So we're talking about the United States, Canada, Western Europe, and probably Mexico. So you want to collaborate with people who live in these countries. And what I did was, I did a research, and it took me a while to do this research. That's why it's taking me a while to do this video. I had about maybe I've got thousands of people who asked the question, but I had about 100 people participate in this research, and I asked them, can you search your Facebook friends list or your Twitter friends list, for people, and or not just your Twitter friend list. I actually included Instagram, for people who live in these countries, who live anywhere in the European Union or in England or in the United States or Canada or Mexico. And each and every one of these people had friends who live there, either friends or relatives, or let's say associates or acquaintances. I said, okay, now what I want you to do for me, I want you to talk to them about these opportunities that you're having, and explain to them that you're having issues, registering for these opportunities from your country in Africa, in the Caribbean, or in Asia, or in South America, and then see if they can help you register. Now, we had 100 people participate in this research. Out of the 100 people, 87 people were able to get people to help them register. So that's an 87% success rate. So the best way, the only way that you can take advantage of these opportunities is by having people in these countries, having them register for you. So you got to find somebody, build a relationship, build rapport, because there needs to be some form of confidence, because you can't just do this with anybody, because it's going to involve money. So you just build some form of rapport, have someone that you can that you have a reasonable amount of confidence in, and then have them register for you. So if you're talking about something like maybe like Inbox Dollars, for instance, or Swagbucks or Cashkick, or Earnably, or My Points, or Toluca, these guys will want to pay you via PayPal. Now, even in some of these countries, for instance, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Cambodia, and also in Nepal, they have issues with PayPal. They have issues with PayPal. The governments, I think they don't want money leaving the country, or it might be some other issues. It might be just maybe an issue of probably high fraud, or like just there are different kinds of issues. So they can't even open a PayPal account. So. And even when they're able to open a PayPal account, when you're registering, all of these sites will want a US or European address, so you're going to have that address, and then they check your IP, and then they want to pay to people who have possibly a social security in the United States, national insurance in England, and then a state insurance in the European Union. And then also they want to make sure that they can send to the people, because essentially how these sites work is that they do surveys, and so they are working, like for instance, if you take a site like swagbucks.com, since their inception they've paid out about $1 billion. So they've got to report back to these Fortune 500 corporations who are paying them, and then they want to give them proof that the people who they are using are from these countries. So that's why they are cutting out people from a lot of these countries. But if you find somebody from these countries and then they register for you, what happens after registration? After registration, you can do the surveys, you can do the remote work, you can do, because all they just want is that they want proof that the work has been done after the registration. So the whole issue of weeding out people who do not live in America, in Mexico, in Western Europe, and then in England, Northern Ireland and England, is that it's for the registration purpose. So after the registration, for the actual work, you can be anywhere in the world and do it. So you form a rapport with people who live in these countries, let them register for you. And then you establish like a revenue sharing formula. So maybe it might be 60-40, so 60 for them or 40 for you, or it might be 50-50. So you've got to give them room, because especially if they're asking for their social security numbers or their national insurance numbers or something that has to do with taxation, they will have to report that income, and so that means that they might need a higher portion of the revenue so that to take into account payment of tax. And so that is the only way that you can make use of these opportunities. Have someone register for you there, and then when all the checks are gone through, then you begin to do the work. So you can do the surveys, and then you can do all the proofs of the surveys, because usually they will want a screenshot that you've done the survey, or they want something else as proof. And you can do that from any part of the world, and then you submit to the person who's registered for you, and then they submit the proof of work, they get paid, and you guys split the profits. That is the only way that this can be done. I've done my research. It's just the only way that this can be done, unfortunately. Now, my name is Reno Omokri. If you've watched this and you have questions arising from this, you can put them in the comment section of this video. My staff, one of them is actually the one who is recording this, and they're very, very good at curating comments. They're going to bring them to me, and I will respond to each and every category. I might not respond to each and every comment, but I'll respond to each and every category. But you got to remember, I do not have WhatsApp fora, a Gmail email address, or a Telegram channel. And this is Reno Omokri saying, God bless you.
But Reno travels all around the world. I hope you get inspired about what you see. Apostle of greatness, Reno is a master. Only one man against the whole world in large. Fighting with the monsters, poverty I can't stand. That's why Reno is